I don't know if did you actually watch it, because we were. I mean, did you watch it live or you sort of watched it afterwards?
No, in fact, I didn't. I came back from abroad and I was listening on radio. Then I was actually on Citi, and then after Sam George and then the transport minister designate, I dozed off, and then I got a call. Are you watching TV? I said, what's going on? They said, I mean, there's a brawl in Parliament. And then that was when I got up. Of course, I just continued listening on radio.
Which means that you missed the drama because...
Yes, indeed, I missed it. So I only saw it after the
fact. So what do you make of what you saw?
Bernard, I saw that, this was coming. My biggest disappointment, honestly, is the destruction of property. In 2001, when at the beginning of the hung parliament, when there was some brawl in the house and people misbehaved, and that was left unattended. We just almost like forgot about it, and it looks like the media also did not push the issue continuously for us to get to the bottom of it. I think that emboldened some members of parliament that they.
So you're referring to 2021.
Yes, I'm talking about 2021.
Yes,
what happened
when
then?
it started, that midnight problem.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
You actually inadvertently said 2001, which is why I'm correcting.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, that incident, nobody was made to pay, no sanctions. Even when the military walked in, who brought them into the house and all those things. And now we see this. For me, I think if I was to advise anybody in Parliament, I would say we have to get to the bottom of this, and those who are culpable, let them answer for their actions. I hear, your conversation. I think it's some men who was talking about, the role of the chair and so on. Indeed, the chair couldn't be accused of being weak. Maybe he could have. There are accusations, flying all over about the process. But I think during the brawl, I don't think there's very much that the chair could have done. What he could have done, perhaps, maybe when tensions were rising, I think in parliamentary practice, usually when there are difficult moments like this, you suspend sitting and then leadership goes into some conversation, tempers calm down, and then by the time you return, at least you could have some normalcy. Maybe the events were moving so fast that the chair could not do that. But perhaps maybe that would have been something that could have, averted the situation. But you see, Bernard, what gave rise to this? Let's step back. You can't use this confirmation process. One person holding a nominee for about 4 hours on matters sometimes that do not border on the task that the country is given to this person. And then you get into a situation where you have spent about 5-6 hours on one person. The day is gone. And then people are tired. And when people are tired, their tolerance level is very low. And then maybe things like this happen. So I think, they might have to, relook the rules of engagement of this committee. How much time do we spend on a nominee? What are the kind of preparations that are needed? Who asks what questions? I know there might be, it might be difficult to,
now,
for instance.
Yeah, Doc, one of the things that seems to be apparent is that both sides are now conscious of their supporters and how they see the vetting. So beyond vetting the candidate for their suitability, it looks like people are trying to grandstand. They are trying to show that they are on top, whether on the nominee side or the vetted side. And it seems to be, I mean, for example, 2 days ago, Roxy Nafiamepo was saying that, look, he's getting calls, that people are worried, he's under pressure. Now, I don't know whether that there's room for that in this process, where people who are conducting the vetting or who are being vetted are now listening to what party supporters are saying in the way they manifest their behavior during the vetting. And I think that's partly what's putting pressure on the chairman to do something to show that he's chair. And it's like, I don't know what you think about that. There seems to be external pressure on what they are doing. So it's beyond the suitability of the candidate. It's more like we want to show that we are power, or we want to show that we are not going to be pushed around, kind of thing going on.
Yeah, indeed. I think certainly there's no room for that in our parliamentary practice. And that's why, Bernard, in some countries, once you enter the chamber or a committee room, your phone is disabled, so that at least you focus on the work of Parliament, the work that you've been assigned to. And for our members of Parliament to even utter such words that there's pressure, there's expectation, no, I think it's almost like going below the bar. Honestly, it's going below the bar. We are reducing our parliamentary practice to too much, partisan control, too much foot soldier control, if I can put it that way. I mean, in the last parliament, we saw instances when, party chairman or general secretaries will come into the chamber as if directing members in terms of what they are supposed to do. I mean, some of us said there's no place for that in the kind of democracy that we practice. And now we are hearing them say themselves that, there's pressure. I mean, honestly, I think the rules have to be changed. The rules would have to be changed.
All right. Finally, do you think with what's happening, vetting can continue? Ayega, the leader of the House, told us that they would do the vetting in a different room, much smaller, and he didn't think that they could host their guests in the same manner they've been able to do so. But is the position of the appointments committee even tenable? Do they even have the locus to continue vetting anybody in the face of what they've done?
No. If I was to advise the Right Honourable Speaker, I would say maybe look into the rules, dissolve the committee, maybe set some examples. I mean, let some people pay for their sins. I mean, if the rules allow it, reconstitute the committee, and then I think vetting can continue, even if it has to take, some days or weeks. But this committee, the way it is constituted now, honestly, I don't think we can rely on it to do any proper job of confirmation of those who have been nominated by His Excellency the President.
Thank you, Dr. Rashid Rahman of ACEPA. We appreciate your time.